Hey, there's that little live box.
Hey gamers, Brent from shortpause.com, and I'm joined here with Ben Boyce and Frankie Ayler. We just got done watching the Bethesda press conference, the first conference of E3, their first time hosting a press conference at E3, and I think I can speak for both Frankie and Ben when I say, wow, game looked pretty sweet. Guys, how you guys doing tonight? Ben?
Doing good, buddy. Just dude, E3's here, man.
Woo-wee!
It's like our favorite time of the year. It's the Geek Super Bowl.
And Frankie Ayler, who was manning our Twitter account tonight with all the photos and the comments and such. Frankie, how you doing tonight, man?
Good job,
E3's here,
Frankie.
man.
Thanks, guys. I'm doing awesome, dude. That was an uplifting conference. That's how you start an E3.
And you aren't kidding. I mean, they started off with a bang, and we're just going to jump right into it. I mean, you guys, overall, how would you guys, score this press conference? I mean, for their first time ever hosting a press conference, for me, I think they killed it. I think, like Frankie said, they started off E3 with a massive bang. This is what we needed to really kind of get people going for the rest of the week. The games that we did see, I mean, all of them just impressive, with the exception of Battlecry. I don't know about you guys, but that didn't really do anything for me. But
Was that on there? Oh.
but I mean, for the entire show, I think it was a very strong show, a good first show for an excellent first show for Bethesda. Boys, what's your thoughts on the overall show right now?
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Overall, great show. It's fast paced. It only ran about an hour, and they really extensive demos for every game that they showed. They really dedicated a lot of time to each thing, especially Fallout. I mean, they spent 20 minutes on Fallout. So that was a really cool reveal. Todd Howard thought he was great on the stage. He has a good presence up there. Obviously, he's really passionate about his game. So yeah, I thought it was a great first conference, man. No really surprises at the show. That's maybe due to some unfortunate leaks, but yeah, we knew what was going to be there, and they delivered on that product, and I enjoyed it, man.
Awesome, Frankie. How about you, man?
I'm with Ben. Not a lot of surprises, unfortunately. I made the mistake of going on Twitter the other night, caught the Dishonored 2 leak. So, but yeah, the only thing that was really entertaining to me was that
It's the best leak in history.
pretty much, right? But that 5 minutes is dedicated to thanking every person ever. That was awesome. But
Yeah.
that was a very entertaining show. I think Bethesda killed it. The only other thing about it that was really weird to me was that card game, but we'll get into that, I guess.
Oh man, I'm sure if Bender was here, he'd be the one waving that banner around because I know he's a big fan of Hearthstone, and so I'm sure this Fallout game will be one that he'll be looking into as well. So, well, first off, I mean, when the press conference started, they had that nice opening where they kind of thanked everybody, and then they jumped right into Doom. Now, before E3, we got to see just a little snippet, a little clip of that demon with the rocket launchers on his back, and that was their teaser. But like you said, Ben, we walked into this, and we got an extensive gameplay demo in multiple areas. We got to see some multiplayer footage. What'd you think of Doom, man? I mean, what stood out to you from that Doom demo?
Man, so many things stood out from that Doom demo. First off, the first thing you notice is the fast-paced gameplay, and that thing was running quick. I mean, you're just basically sprinting from enemy to enemy, just causing chaos and just moving on to the next scene. It's all about fast-paced, high-stakes action. So thought that was awesome. It looks really cool. Like that first scene where he puts the helmet on, the really cool HUD looks awesome. Just the I don't know what I was saying. But yeah, the fast-paced gameplay looks like it's running at 60 frames a second. So that's obviously going to help what it's going for in terms of the quick-paced action. Then the guns, the guns look awesome. Every time you pick up a gun, there's almost a mini cinematic thing that kind of shows you the gun and what it looks like. And yeah, obviously the melee kills, dude. I mean, game looks like it's gonna have the best melee kills ever. I mean, they look like Mortal Kombat fatalities. That's how graphic and crazy they are. Yeah, breaking people's legs off and smashing their face in with their own leg. I mean, stuff like that looks awesome. But yeah, like you said, man, they showed us a level early in the game. They showed us a level from the middle of the game. They showed us a little bit of the multiplayer. That's still the big unknown, I guess, with this iteration of Doom. They didn't get too much into the multiplayer. They only showed that very briefly. So this conference was more about the single player side of it. But yeah, man, I thought what was shown there was like, man, this is a definite pre-order now for sure.
Frankie, how about you, man?
This is the game that I was probably anticipating the most out of this conference. Fallout 4 snuck up there, of course, later on, but just wow, just like that game looks brutal. You have like all kinds. You got those melee kills, like Ben said. Those are just absolutely brutal. There's that one where he like tore some dude's heart out and stuffed it down his mouth. I was like, jeez. But just wow. It looks like you can carry a ton of weapons too. I don't know if you're gonna be able to dual wield or not, but he had probably a good 8-9 weapons in that wheel by the time the video was ending.
Yeah, the weapon wheel looked like it was housing about 8 to 10 weapons for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how it slows the gameplay down for a second while you're debating what weapon to go with. I thought that was a nice touch.
Mm-hmm.
What were you gonna say, Ben?
I was gonna say that exact same thing. Love that slow motion effect there.
Yeah, I just the impact of that double barrel shotgun just blowing people in half. Just oh. But the main thing that stuck out to me though was that snap map that user created, co-op levels. I don't know, is it going to extend into multiplayer or is that just strictly really?
Yeah, they talked about it on the after show a little bit. Snap map extends to basically all aspects of the game.
Wow, dude, that's going to be awesome. It sounds too like that's across all platforms, so Xbox One, PS4, PC. I wonder if they're going to be like a unified with that Bethesda net, but who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But just I'm even more excited about this game than I was before. So.
Yeah, that snap map, when they showed that part, they actually, you could see the button prompts from PlayStation, from Xbox, from PC. You could see they were creating across all 3 platforms, so I thought that was really cool.
I think they also said it's running on id 6.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, id
brand new engine.
Mm-hmm.
That's off at 666.
No, I agree. From what we saw in the trailer, I thought it looked really, really good. The melee kills, Ben, we were talking about in the live stream or in the live chat. That I thought Killzone 3 had some of the best melee kills for quite a long time. When I first started playing Killzone 3, I was like, wow, these melee kills are just sick, breaking people's necks and stuff.
Yeah.
The melee kills in Doom are on a completely different level. I mean, these just look completely insane. Ripping people's legs off and jamming it through their face. The other section that I really enjoyed was the chainsaw section. How he's just carving through these demons. I was just like, this is a Doom game right here. I mean, it looked phenomenal. It looked like it ran really, really good. I'm curious if that was PC or if that was actual PS4 or Xbox One type of graphics and gameplay that we'll see. Mm-hmm. But overall, I mean, it looked phenomenal. The soundtrack was rocking. I mean, that was just a demo. There was no lulls. I mean, it was just 0 to 100, and you were deep into that demo, and you got to see hell. I mean, that looks sweet. That big beast that comes up, or not hell. Yeah, that hell was sweet.
Yeah, it was hell. Yeah.
But the first demo, when that demon guy shows up again and he rips one arm off, then he rips the other one and just beats you to death. And I was just like, this game is nuts, dude. It looks so good. So. No, yeah, I mean, and I'm not sure what to make of what's that thing called again with the
snap map.
Snap map, yeah. I mean, if there's one way to extend your game's relevancy, I mean, that's it right there. I mean, creating maps. It looked like you could create co-op modes. I don't know if there's going to be multiplayer maps that you can create, but it just, I mean, that's phenomenal. And the fact that it carries over to all the platforms is great too. So. No, Doom is high up on my list now after seeing everything that they showed tonight. And for a game that's not due till spring 2016, we got to see quite a bit of it. So I mean, it looks like it's coming along swimmingly well. I can't wait for it, man. Spring 2016, right there with Uncharted 4.
It's shaping up to be a busy spring here. A lot of these games that are moving out of 2015 are moving into the spring, so as usual, we can expect a busy March probably.
Absolutely. And so after we saw Doom, we went into the Bethesda.net thing where what it looks like it's some kind of a social hub. There'll be forums, exclusive videos and articles, some game content. That's all they really went into. I'm not sure what they got into it more, if they got into it more in the after conversation. But from what it sounds like is that the snap map will actually play an integral part in that as well. So I think we'll have to wait to hear more from Bethesda about what that is before we dive into that. It sounds very cool. Anything that's a social hub for gamers is always a good thing, especially for Bethesda games. They've got a wide variety of games that look really cool. So that was really neat. And we saw a glimpse of Battlecry. And Ben, I know we were trying to figure out, is this a MOBA or is this? It just said a team-based combat game with melee combat that just pales in comparison after seeing Doom. I was like, man, that's a real tough follow-up right there. Okay, with Doom, can you go out and take Battlecry out there now and be like, oh, shit.
Yeah, they pulled a tough draw after Doom on that one.
But what'd you guys take away from? What'd you guys think of Battlecry? When we only saw a little bit, but I mean, I don't know, Ben. What were your thoughts on Battlecry?
I don't really know what to think about Battlecry. I don't know anything about the game other than it's third-person, team-based, like action combat. It looks like you're in some type of an arena. I'm guessing it's multiplayer only. That's what I gathered from it. I don't know if there's a single player. Is this gonna be a free-to-play game? Is that what this is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is some type of a free-to-play game. Always get wary when I hear that. So I don't know how this is gonna turn out. I don't even know what platforms this is on. Is this on PC, PS4, Xbox? Is it on all of them?
As far as I remember, it was only announced for PC so far.
So maybe it's just a PC game, free to play. It seems to me like a from what I know about a MOBA, seems to be a MOBA-esque game. So yeah, I don't really know what to think about Battlecry. It didn't look great. Like the video that they showed, the combat didn't look, the animations didn't look anything special. It just looked kind of blah.
You mean it looked like a free-to-play game?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I don't know what to think about this one, man. We'll just have to see how it pans out, I guess, when it comes out.
Frankie, how about you? Thoughts on Battlecry?
I don't think it's a MOBA, actually. This game kind of strikes me as like an Anarchy Reigns knockoff to a degree. I don't know, but I'm with you guys. It looks, free-to-play-y. Not very interesting in my opinion, so I really kind of, just the trailer came on, I just, is this over yet? it was that moment of the show for me, so, I don't know. I'm probably not going to be paying attention to it, so it'll come out. I'm sure we'll hear about it again, but I'm not really excited about it.
Okay.
It was such a weird reveal. It's just.
Dude,
the guy's talking, and then it's just a random video after Doom, and you don't really know anything about the game. You just kind of watching these characters with poor animations hit each other, and then it just stops, and then you're like, okay, on to the next game.
It seriously seemed like they were playing a game of what doesn't belong here, and they have Doom, you've got Fallout 4, you've got Dishonored 2, and you've got Elder Scroll Online, and then there's Battlecry, and like all these other games look phenomenal, and then Battlecry just shows up, and they're just like, oh, here's this quick gameplay. Nobody comes out to talk about it, and then on to the next game. We're just like, why was this even here?
I think they actually announced it last year at E3. Like, it was announced, but they didn't really show anything. But I remember them talking about it as they wanted to have the action of a first-person shooter, but without guns.
What does that mean?
They want you to fall asleep while you're playing it.
What is the action of a first-person shooter without guns? What the hell does that mean?
Well, it's obviously a game that's going to be for a certain audience. If you're excited for Battlecry, let us know on Twitter @TheShortPause, or come over to the site. We'll have an E3 section where you can have comments. Let us know in there why you're excited for Battlecry. What about that genre of game excites you? Because obviously, we have no idea what this game is yet. From what little we've seen, it doesn't look terribly impressive. But I mean, for a free-to-play game, some people might enjoy that. So, let us know your thoughts on Battlecry. We definitely want to know those. Up next, we went into, was it Dishonored 2, or did we go into Elder Scrolls Online after that?
Dishonored 2.
Was it Dishonored 2? Obviously, the big surprise that nobody saw coming, except for that little Twitch gaffe the other day, but. Dishonored 2 was announced. Arcane Studios was on stage. They announced Dishonored 2. We got what we're assuming was a pre-rendered video because it looked very, very good. Frankie, I know you're a big fan of Dishonored as well. This looks pretty cool because not only can you play as Corvo, the original protagonist, but you can actually play as Emily.
She's all grown up.
She's all grown up. I mean, that's who they were. That was the protagonist in this particular trailer was Emily. We got to see a lot of the world that this will be taking place in. What did they say about the game? I mean, did they say basically it's going to be more focus, the same amount of focus on stealth as much as the first game? And I know you guys caught that part how they mentioned that you can again play through the game without killing a single person. Gold trophy, baby. I'm all in for that.
Yeah, I saw your eyes light up on that one.
Yeah.
Frankie, what do you think of the Dishonored 2 reveal, though, overall?
Dude, that was nuts. Like, it looks like she's kind of traversing, but she turns into something else.
Mm-hmm.
Like, 'cause there was that one scene where the hallway was closing in, and she was like, kind of galloping. Sorry about that.
He's excited for Dishonored 2.
Yeah, I love Dishonored, man. But yeah, she's like galloping or something down that hallway.
Yeah.
So that was
Almost like she turned into smoke or something.
Yeah.
I immediately thought of the thing that killed Renly in Game of Thrones from the Red Woman.
Yeah.
I thought it was like, oh wow, but obviously it looks like a more pronounced supernatural side of the game with her turning into whatever she turned into. But I mean, it looked really good. But again, I'm assuming that was a pre-rendered video.
Yeah.
Frankie, anything else stand out from that trailer that really interested you?
It looks like she doesn't quite have that teleporting blink ability. She has like a little tether thing she throws.
Yeah.
A grappling hook or something. That's like it could be pretty cool. That was one of the things in Infamous 2 I really liked was that lightning tether that you could just swing between buildings on. This looks like that, and I'm like, yeah, buddy. But yeah, what did they say? 2016 for that? They didn't give like a
spring 2016, I believe it was. Or no, they didn't even say that, did they?
Yeah, I think they just said
I don't
2016.
think they gave us anything for Dishonored. Yeah, they just said next year, I think.
Okay, that makes sense. They didn't have anything to show gameplay-wise, so that game's probably a ways off. Now, Ben, I know you never played Dishonored 1. Thankfully, they announced that Dishonored 1, the definitive edition or whatever you want to call it, will be coming out this fall.
Also something we didn't see coming.
Right.
Totally didn't see that leak to a Brazilian ratings board.
Gotta love those leaks. They just ruin everything for E3. But are you planning on picking up this definitive edition to kind of set yourself up to be prepared for Dishonored 2? I mean, does the series in whole kind of interest you?
It's always interested me. I remember reading about the first one, how there were several different ways you could approach each scenario, and I always liked that design mechanic. It's just, it's just one that kind of slipped through the radar for me. But yeah, I love the powers. Like this girl has the Venom symbiote arm thing, which is awesome. That looks really cool. Like you said, the trailer was exceedingly beautiful. There were times when it could have maybe been gameplay, but it just looked too good to be gameplay probably. So we'll have to see eventually how that pans out. But yeah, Dishonored 2. Obviously, the first Dishonored was highly lauded. Lots of people love that game. Had a Game of the Year edition. It's getting the definitive edition now with everything all the DLC included in the package, of course. That's coming this fall, PS4 and Xbox One. So yeah, I'd definitely like to give that a whirl because I've always wanted to play this game, just from everything that I've read about it. I know it's got some pronounced stealth elements and just the element of choice. I'm wondering with this second one, like how do they take this to the next level? Is this going to be more open world? No, the first Dishonored is more like I don't know. It's more like scenarios and stuff that you go through. Right? It's not really this big sprawling open world. You go through these different scenarios. So maybe are we talking about going full open world for this next one?
I don't know that you could, truthfully. Just remember playing through the first game, and like each area is actually pretty big. Like you got a size area to scope out. You have a little bit of time to run around, kind of get acquainted with it. But I don't know if Dishonored would really work as an open world game. What do you think, Brent?
I kind of like it the way that it was. It kind of reminded me of the setup of Thief, only done obviously it's done much better. But it's these different areas that you go into, but they're expansive areas. There's different routes within the areas. I mean, it's an open world. I wouldn't say it's an open world. It's an open section. I would say it's an open area to go through each of these missions. So I mean, I would like to see them kind of keep where they were at with that. I mean, if they decide to make it open world, I'm sure they'll have some new elements in there they'll take advantage of that. But no, I think if they follow the same format of Dishonored 1, but maybe some new gameplay mechanics, maybe some different kinds of story arches or different ways for you to affect the story, I think that'd be cool. But I mean, I don't think it needs to be an open world game, like Frankie says. I don't know if it would, if it really necessarily needs to be one. If it does, so be it. Hopefully they can make it work. But no, I like the way Dishonored was the first time around, and I'm really excited for this one.
Agreed.
Awesome. So yeah,
Definitive
Dishonored
edition. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. I can go back and get that. I'm trying to remember the name of the trophy. Clean Hands, I think it is.
Yeah.
You don't kill anybody. Give me that gold trophy again. Absolutely.
Dude, I feel like there's still a lot of different ways you can go about killing. Like, I haven't seen everything yet, and I've played through the game twice probably.
Mm-hmm.
There's just so many different ways you can approach just one scenario alone. So I think that's one of the most unique things about that game is just the amount of options you have is awesome.
Yep.
And I thought it was funny too.
Replayability, big time.
Oh yeah, definitely. One of the funnier things to me though is like characters in that game's world have a certain aesthetic to them. So like the second you saw the guards, like these weird beefy looking guys, but
yeah, they got those weird faces.
Yeah,
kinda,
like, yeah. So you see it like, oh yeah, this is Dishonored, cool.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, very cool stuff. So Dishonored 2, likely 2016. We don't have a release window like in terms of like quarters, but 2016 Dishonored 2 will be coming. Dishonored the definitive edition will drop this fall on, as Ben said, the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. They didn't give a specific date yet. I don't believe.
That's right. Is that when we're gonna see it?
No. It doesn't matter what comes out November 10th. We'll get into that for a second. November 10th, as far as I'm concerned, is the end of my career in video games because what we saw tonight, I don't know if I'll have time for anything else, even my family. I'm just joking. The next thing...
You're actually not, though.
I can't say that I'm not. Well, you did for me, so thanks. The next thing on the docket that they brought out was they just quick touched up on Elder Scrolls Online. They kind of showed some of these new areas that are going to be coming shortly to the game in terms of like DLC. I'm sure which will probably be behind the ESO Plus subscription, but I've spent about 8 hours, close to 10 hours playing Elder Scroll Online. It's addicting as hell. It's just what I would expect it to be. It's Skyrim with MMO elements. It's a problem already. Like I'm honestly considering bailing on you tomorrow so you can do all the E3 stuff so I can just play ESO Online. I hope you don't mind. Just look back at this video and know that I did kind of hint to you, so don't be shocked tomorrow if I'm playing
I don't mind
ESO.
at all. No. The hell with this site we're trying to run.
So what do you guys think of it, though? I mean, what they show. I mean, like I said, they just showed basically some of these new areas that are going to be coming soon. I mean, what's you guys' overall interest in Elder Scrolls Online at this point? I mean, is it something that maybe you'd want to try out later on, or is there just? I know Ben, you're excited for Heaven's Ward for Final Fantasy 14. Frankie, I know you're just excited for anything Amiibo related, so I can't even count on you to talk about ESO. Ben, overall thoughts on ESO and your interest level at this point?
I mean, I picked up ESO, so I'm interested in playing it. Ever since Final Fantasy 14, like MMOs and the stuff that goes into them. So I think ESO could be a really fun game. I know you're having a really good time with it. I just don't want to get into it right now. Obviously, this week is E3. Next week, Batman will be upon us finally, and there's just not time for ESO right now. But it could definitely be a game to pop in later this summer, maybe get into. Let's see how it pans out. But yeah, I know you said you really like it, so you've given it a ringing endorsement. So I'm definitely interested in checking it out. As far as how it was displayed during the press conference, it was kind of weird. They just kind of brought out ESO, showed some areas, which I don't know if anybody that hasn't played the game, I don't know if they got anything out of that. We're just kind of watching guys run around and hit orcs and stuff. So it was kind of a strange reveal, but I guess good to know that they're going to be supporting the Elder Scrolls Online for the foreseeable future.
Frankie, where are you at on Elder Scrolls Online?
Deliberately avoiding it.
Good idea. It's a good idea.
Like Ben, Batman's coming out soon. I don't want anything stopping me from playing Batman when it comes out. Destiny's already a threat, so. I am noticing though a lot of the SPGs are shifting over to ESO, so
Oh, really? A lot of Short Paws Guardians. I know Amber's on there. Who else? Oh, Moody picked it up. I know Moodini's on there. Who else?
Well, that's it. I mean,
Oh, well, and then
seven
well,
of us,
us,
right? More than seven,
Moodini,
8 of us. Half
Amber,
the
and I,
team.
we're the main people on
Yeah,
SPG
the
anyway.
core
So.
team, the guys that we would need for I don't know a raid. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, a couple people at work picked it up. A lot of people like it. I just hear the servers are kind of what you'd expect.
Yeah, it was basically what you would expect from an MMO in its first week or two of launch. I mean, I think Tuesday it was tough to get on. I couldn't even get on at midnight. But then the next day I got in right away, and then I think on Friday I was in a queue. Their queues are kind of goofy because they'll show you a certain time, how long it takes you to get in, what number you are online, but it's not even accurate. But then after that I got in right away, and with the exception of a little bit of lag in some of the open areas, I think the game runs actually pretty good and looks pretty good. So if you get some time, head over to our YouTube channel. We've actually got a couple of Elder Scrolls Online videos, live streams where we played through a couple of the areas, some of the missions, some side missions, so just so you can get an idea of what the game is like. Overall, impressions are good so far. We'll see how that goes as I make my way to the end game materials. Moving on from Elder Scrolls Online, well, the only thing that really mattered about this entire press conference,
Elder
we
Scrolls
got
Legends?
yeah, you wish. We got to finally see a big chunk of Fallout 4. We got to see some character creation scenes. We got to see building a house scene, a fort per se, kind of a hub for your character to hang out at to create equipment. I mean, this reveal was insane. I mean, there is so much that you can do in Fallout 4 based on what we've seen so far. Ben, take over for me. I mean, I'm giddy as hell right now. We got a release date, November 10th, 2015. My life, my marriage, everything ends on November 10th.
Yeah, that was
Ben,
what everybody was waiting for, man.
That's all I cared about, dude. They could have played 2 minutes of gameplay of just walking through a pond, and I would just got a due date. I would have been like, that's awesome, that's fantastic. But Ben, I mean, now that you've seen a lot more of Fallout 4, I know when the trailer first came out, the first reveal trailer, you were just kind of like, okay, I don't know what Fallout is. I mean, I see this huge open world, I understand that. But now that you kind of got a deeper glimpse into what this game is about, I mean, what's your overall thoughts on Fallout 4 now?
I thought the reveal was awesome. Really, game looks phenomenal. Thought Todd Howard was awesome on the stage. He really thought he really put on a good show in terms of revealing the game. Like I said earlier, they spent a good 20 minutes revealing aspects of this game and just kind of showing the sprawling thing that they've created here. They started with just this big montage of concept art from all the different areas that are going to be in the game, and kind of a behind the scenes look into what some of their artists do and storyboarding and that kind of stuff. Then from there, they actually went into a little bit of the story in the beginning of the game and what happens in this game. The character creation is awesome. How it basically integrates into the story of the game. So as you're doing things with your beard, your significant other is there commenting on how she likes it and that kind of stuff. So as you're creating this character, it just seamlessly integrates into the beginning of the game. Loved that. Thought that was awesome. They revealed that you will indeed play in this world pre-nuke at the beginning of the game, so you get to experience that side of Fallout, which I like a lot. This beginning scene seems like it's going to be really tense, a really intense moment in the game. And then they showed what happens after the nuke. You get into the vault for 200 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 200 years after the nuke.
Yeah, 200 years after the nuke, the main character comes out, and then you start to see just this expansive world that they've created. You meet up with the dog, you do some cool stuff. I mean, the dog can fetch stuff for you. You can build them a dog house. People were getting a kick out of the dog, man. They were going nuts over that. So yeah, all that stuff looked really cool. But as you said, man, just the expansive nature that this game looks. I mean, the environments look gigantic. The end game is downtown Boston in ruins, and it just looks enormous. Just the combat system they showed, that building section, where you can take the environment and rebuild it the way you want to in certain sections. Looks like there's some tower defense elements in there too, as you kind of build this fortress to keep out the raiders as they're coming in. Just tons of stuff in this game, man. The dialogue trees, really cool. Look like they're going to be awesome. The dialogue is dynamic, they said, so you're going to be able to leave a conversation mid-conversation if you want to. You can just stab the guy and move on to somebody else. You can basically whatever you want to do in this game, you're going to be able to do it. They really hammered home the point that player freedom is paramount in terms of the design for Fallout 4. So create the character you want, go where you want, do what you want, create the story you want. That's what's at the heart of the design of this game, and I thought they did a really good job of conveying that message to everybody that was watching. And game looks awesome, dude. So
awesome.
I think we're going to be in for a good one here.
Yes, sir. Now, Frankie, I know you're not familiar with the Fallout series at all in terms of playing it. What's your interest level in Fallout 4 now that you've actually got, the reveal trailer, again, we mentioned, doesn't really show you a lot if you haven't played Fallout 4 before, or a Fallout game before. After seeing what they showed tonight, what's your overall interest in Fallout 4, and what was your thoughts of the reveal?
Well, before this, Fallout 4 to me was just like that trailer. I was like, all right, this game looks kind of cool. Looks like something I can pick up, play for a little bit, get lost in, forget about. Because I tend to do that. I have a bad habit of doing that. But everything they showed was just nuts. Like, that is an insane amount of content that thing is shipping with. So that already looks like a game that is easily a front runner up there with Witcher 3 that you could just sink hundreds of hours into. And that's just the base content. This isn't even DLC. So, and I think he said they started working on it in 2009?
Yeah, like right after Fallout 3, I think they said they started working on it.
Just, wow.
Obviously, they made Skyrim in there too, so how much they worked on Fallout 4 is probably questionable in that 3 or 4 year stretch there, but...
Yeah, that's true.
But the wheels were turning at that point.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
There's just, that amount of customization is just ridiculous. I was just watching all that, and I'm just sitting there my jaw just slowly dropping as they're going on. Oh, my God. And I love that you can switch between first and third person. I know people tend to prefer playing those and one of those. I think is it third person? First person tends to hitch up a lot, or is it the other way around?
I didn't have I played mostly first person. I mean, the game would hitch up no matter what what perspective you played in. So I mean, that was Fallout 3 for you. But no, I mean, it's either way. It looks like it's like you said. It looks like it'll be fun to play either way.
It said it's running on a new engine too, right? So maybe this will be a relatively bug free.
Well, I wouldn't
I'm gonna hope.
I wouldn't bet my house on it, but it could be. Like you guys, I mean, I was excited. I was overwhelmed with how much they showed. I mean, when you see the creating a character scene, that's when I seen the level of detail, I could spend 2 hours alone creating a character, and I think, and that's because of how deep a Fallout game is, how expansive the story is. You want to create a character to your likeness, or somebody that you're going to be able to relate to, because you're going to be playing that game for a long, long, long time. Some other things that stood out, I like to see the VAT system is back. The VAT system is always very cool, picking out certain parts of the enemy that you want to take down, or you want to inflict the most damage on. The kill cam still looks kind of like Fallout 3. It doesn't look like they made too many changes to that, where you fire the final shot or whatever. But
I like the little, what is it, Pip-Boy? Doing the little small boy.
Yeah, it was just, it's everything that I would want in a Fallout game. I mean, and plus some now. I mean, like I said, you didn't even have the deep crafting system when it came to the weapons. I mean, Ben, what were the numbers? 70 different weapons and 500 different modifications.
Over 50 weapons and 700 modifications.
Wow. I mean, they had to do time lapse. They had to speed through it, just showing you all the different things you could do to these guns. So they basically taken the awesome crafting system from Skyrim, implemented it into Fallout 4, and then expanded on it, tenfold. I mean, it just looks incredibly deep. The crafting system looked awesome. Building that house however you want to build it, using parts from the that you've looted from around the world. Like you mentioned, the tower defense thing. The raiders will try to attack your house all the time, and you can build turrets and such. I mean, this is a game that could potentially take. I mean, that's going to hit well over 100 hours, maybe 200, 300 hours. I mean, we don't know the length of the story, but if it, past Fallouts are an example. I mean, it's going to be a lengthy game with many story arches, with a lot of side quests. November 10th, dude, it's over. It's like the song. It's all over. Everything is done, dude. I'm stoked. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm excited.
I was just gonna say, there's still people that are playing Skyrim, like still discovering stuff in that game, and still finding things to do in that game, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours later. So you can imagine with the power of the next gen systems, how much is gonna be in this Fallout. It's gonna be it's almost overwhelming to think of all the stuff they could possibly include in this game, and that's always the thing that scares me about these big, huge games. Like, man. It's like if for me to go into this game, I'm gonna have to dedicate like 200 hours to this thing to really play it the way it's meant to be played, and that's scary.
Yeah, it is. Considering the Taken King comes out, or the unannounced Destiny expansion that we're all anticipating to hear later this week. I mean, there's just I think November 10th is the perfect time. It gives me an excuse not to go to any Thanksgiving dinners or have to travel anywhere. I'm just gonna tell Melissa, hey, take the kid. Take Ethan, you guys go have a good time. I'm gonna be down here for 4 days straight, for Thanksgiving. I'm gonna play nothing but Fallout. But I think that's a good release window. I mean, it's after most of the other releases. I think what comes out after that?
Nothing important.
I think the important thing is Black Friday. They get out ahead of Black Friday. I think that's the goal for most of these publishers.
Mm-hmm. No, that's gonna be that'll be the game that'll take me through December and January and February and March.
So what'd you think of that collector's edition?
Oh, the Pip-Boy, the fully functional Pip-Boy that works with your phone. Are you, dude? I'm gonna look like a total nerd because I will wear that thing wherever I go. If I go to work, I'm gonna walk around with that big thing in my hand and be like, "Hey, look at this, my Pip-Boy." Boom. That looked awesome. And what did you guys think of the fully functioning Pip-Boy? And now, it was my understanding that there'll be an app on your phone that will actually work with the game?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
basically, that's what that Pip-Boy is. I mean, the screen is basically your phone screen. So you put your phone in there, and then you're just tapping on your phone. Like you can download the app without the Pip-Boy, and you still use it on your phone. Obviously, not as cool, but. Yeah, it's gonna work.
What did Todd Howard say? It's like the coolest fucking second screen experience.
Yeah, he was really excited about it, and everyone in the audience was. I mean, now we just can we get a link? When can we pre-order that thing? Cause take my money.
Dude, I just hope this isn't one of those things that goes up at like 3 in the morning on one of these websites or something. Then you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh yeah, they're all gone. Or it's one of those things where they just put it on there like mid-work day. I'm just like, how am I supposed to pre-order this? Do we have to actually work to afford this game?
Yeah.
Like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, that really sucks, Ben. Frankie, you can just send me the link when you see it, because I know you'll be refreshing more than anyone, but you send it to me. I don't care where I'm at. I'll put that pre-order in, dude.
Yeah, I got you guys covered.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of Fallout 4. Like I said, we got a date, November 10th, 2015. Overall, guys, close it out. I mean, do you think this was the right way to start off E3? I mean, Bethesda comes out with Doom. They come out with Dishonored 2. They come out with Fallout 4. And then you've got Battlecry, that poor Battlecry. And then some Elder Scroll Online, just some, hey, here's what's coming up soon for this game. I mean, for a first-time press conference, did Bethesda kill it? Because I think they killed it.
I'm going to go ahead and say absolutely. That was an exciting way to start E3 this year. The only thing that would have made it better for me would have been, Rage 2. But Dishonored 2 is awesome. I'm all about that. I'm even more excited about Doom than I ever was before. And I'm actually super pumped about Fallout 4. So that'll be my my game right before peak season. So
okay,
I'm
awesome.
with you. I'm gonna try and spend as much time as possible with that before the end of the year.
Cool, boys.
Yeah, like you guys, just a lot of the games. Obviously, we pretty much knew everything that was going to be at the Bethesda conference, but we didn't know like what to expect from a lot of them. We didn't know really what to expect from Doom, but now really excited about Doom. Dishonored looks really cool. We know for sure we're getting that definitive edition this year, so that's going to be a day one purchase probably. And obviously with Fallout, they showed so much about the game and really gave you an idea what to expect from this thing. So it's a really exciting title now. So even though there weren't those surprises, even though we knew what was going to be here for the most part, they surprised us in what they showed of these games and how exciting these games ended up being, especially
Mhm.
something like Doom. And I didn't expect that game to look that cool or be something that would excite me that much. So yeah, it was a good show, man. It was a good solid hour. Obviously the stuff in there with Battle Cry and so maybe didn't fit the whole conference like some of the other stuff, but the big huge demos they did with their big titles were exciting, and yeah, I'm pumped to get my hands on basically everything that they showed me.
Awesome. Well, there you have it. There's our reactions to the Bethesda press conference that happened just a little bit ago. Make sure you stay tuned to shortpause.com. We'll actually be covering everything tomorrow. You're going to have Ben Boyce and I from noon until probably midnight. And you get to watch us just
12 hours,
gradually.
baby.
Yeah, you get to gradually watch us slowly die throughout the day. So, I mean, we might be professional and wide awake for the Microsoft reaction video, but when that Sony one hits, it's gonna be trying, but we're really excited. I mean, we love E3 here. We're gonna try to cover it as much as we can for you guys. We'll have a dedicated E3 page on the website that'll have whatever stream is or whatever press conference is up at the time, along with Ben and I handling the live blog, and we'll have pictures going up on Twitter as well. So make sure you're following us on Twitter at the Short Pause. Make sure you bookmark the website www.shortpause.com. Like I said, we'll have all your E3 coverage. We'll have reaction videos throughout the week. For Frankie Ayler, for Ben Boyce, I'm Brent Felsing. Thank you again for tuning in, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.